You want to know how you get a man to give you anything that you want? You love bomb them, you gaslight them, you withdraw, and then you blame. Then you love bomb, you gaslight, you withdraw, and you blame. See,
this
men,
was a man saying this.
not all men, but a good portion of men love drama just as much as women do. They get addicted to it. So what you do is you come in really strong with this, overwhelming, love bombing. You take it away, and then they question their ego. You make them second guess themselves. Now they're looking to you for reassurance, and you just keep the cycle going.
You know what's funny about this? She's absolutely correct. There's a lot of guys who are literally addicted to chaos and drama. That's because they grew up in a household that was dysfunctional. You got to understand something, man. Any man that was raised by a single mother is probably going to be able to be knocked off his center quite easily because they never had a father there to show them balance. You get what I'm saying? If you grew up in a household with an emotional, unstable person, then that's going to trickle down to you because mothers pass on culture. It's really that simple. If your mama is over the top and she's always emotional and that's the person you spent the majority of your time around, then you're going to show mannerisms just like that. You're going to be more emotional than the average man is. In most cases, a man's first love was his mom. So a woman who comes around behaving in a manner that his mom behaved in, she's going to think that this is the one. This is what I'm used to. She reminds me of my mother, so this must be a match made in heaven, but that's not the case. If that was the case, how come nobody stuck around to be with your mother? Because once a man reaches a certain age, he wants peace. He doesn't want to be gaslit. He doesn't want the constant drama. I went to high school with a guy who was in a relationship with this young lady, and it was toxic as hell. I've seen them get violent with each other literally in front of me in the classroom. I remember it like it was yesterday. The girl called him a bitch, and guess what? His mama called him that all the time too. He smacked her with a world geography book. Bye-yow! Smacked the piss out of her. A couple days later, actually 9 days later to be exact, because you catch 9-day suspensions for a fight and you get arrested. That's how the system was set up. But when they got back to school, it was totally against what everybody thought was going to happen. We thought that they was going to break up and it was going to be awkward every time they had to be in class together. But no, they came back to school. This was in the 9th grade, bro. They came back to school with matching tattoos. His name on her name on him. And this was a repeating cycle. All they did was fight each other and get domestic and you name it, man. But guess what? Men are kind of almost groomed to be like that when they come up in a household with a single mother. It happens all the time. See, when you see balance growing up foreign to you, that doesn't seem natural to you, so you won't go towards that more than likely. If you're just trying to smash, maybe, but a lot of times you're not going to gravitate towards women who behave in a manner that your mother didn't behave in. And it's the same for women. Women typically, if they do grow up in a household with a man, they try to find a man that reminds them of their father, not in a sexual sense, but in a provisional and a protector sense. You get what I'm saying?
Red flags, gentlemen. If your girl says she's going out, whether it be to dinner, whether it be to lunch, and her and all of her friends don't post a single Snapchat or Instagram story, red flag. Number 2, if your girl says she wants to go on a boat and she says there's no guys on the boat, who the fuck do you think driving that boat? Number 3, if a girl, when you ask her a question of what she's doing or who she's going to be with, and she either raises her voice or starts a fight with you. When I say raise her voice, if you're like, hey, are you going to White Castle or McDonald's, for example, and she goes, McDonald's, instead of McDonald's, she's lying. Yeah. Tonality shift all the time. If her eyes shift away when you ask her the question, she is also
this
lying.
Big facts.
I mean, dude, I've seen this movie 100 times. You're not going to pull the wool over my eye. Listen, I got burned one time. That's all it took. Now I will never let anything slip. If you guys want more tips and tricks on how to spot when these little snakes are getting snaky, watch more and follow me on TikTok.
Well, we all know that nothing in life is 100% certain, but man, this one right here is a good starting place because he hit a lot of good points and he said them well. Because if your girl tells you that she's going out with the girls and they're going to have food, drinks, this, that, and the third, and nobody posted it on their story, something ain't adding up, bro. Because if we know how most people operate today, even most men, when they go out, they're going to post something on their story, especially if your girl is active. She doesn't ever go a day without posting and her friends are similar and you get on them stories and and nobody's posting nothing? Okay, let's see what's up. Yeah, that's a red flag right there, bro. Yeah, the whole looking away, that's classic FBI, CIA, knowing body language type of behavior. If a woman or a man looks away when they tell you something, there's a good chance that they are lying. If the tone raises slightly, if her voice gets slightly elevated when she's telling you something, that could be a sign that she's lying as well. So I kind of like what he said, man. I can't really argue against it. It's pretty much real shit. It's pretty much the real shit.
If you could somehow see the type of guys your girl slept with before you, like a whole list of them, you wouldn't even treat her with respect. Life would be better like that. Like, imagine as soon as you approach a girl, there's like an invisible list behind her that only men can see. And there's a list of all the guys with their picture next to them. You would just be in disgust, bro. You will save yourself so much time, headache.
That would bring balance back to the world.
Over there's a tree.
Hey man, homie made a damn good point in this video. Your girl done slept with a guy more than likely, or the girl you just tried to holler at, or someone that you pursuing. They slept with somebody that'll be like, God damn, bro, why did you do that? It must have been money. Cause why would you lower your standards to the point of hitting this guy? It's very, very disheartening, to be honest with you. But that's a good thing that we don't know that. You know they're gonna lie about their body counts. And guys, let's keep it real, man. Women will delete bodies off of their list. If the guy has a scandal around him that's very, very dishonoring or very, very embarrassing, she'll scratch that name off the list, even though we all know she slept with the guy. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take off all those old mechanics with all the dirt underneath the fingernails that's playing with them and stuff, giving them their money when they need them, the sugar daddies, all the stuff, man. Because when a lot of these women need money, they do some toe up things to get it, especially if they smokers, man. They done got down on their knees a couple of times to get a 3.5 or whatever it is they looking for. A lot of women have done it. I know a lot of guys that used to sell weed, and man, that was common. They said, bro, yeah, when a girl ain't got no money, I'll let her provide a sexual service in replace of the bread. Some of my partners were like, man, I ain't giving her nothing without the bread, and I respect them more for it, but it is what it is. But homie definitely hit the nail on the head with this one, bro. If you could see a list of all of the guys that a woman has been with, you probably would think twice before you even pursue her anymore.
I done did my dirt, man. I did my dirt, boy. I fucked up, boy.
I seen so many dudes talk like this before throughout my life. I ain't never seen a woman do this.
I deserve this shit, boy. I fucked up. Oh, bro, I fucked up, nigga.
First of all, this is what accountability looks like. Homie said, man, I done did my dirt, I done messed around, this, that, and the third, and now I gotta take responsibility for my actions. This is what most women do not know how to do, man. I have never seen a woman on TikTok break down crying because her man left her and she's admitting it's because she was doing wrong. You ain't never seen that, and if you have seen it, kudos to the girl who made the video and send it my way, because I've never seen it personally. I might have seen one woman take a responsibility and hold herself accountable for something that caused her relationship to come to an end, but man, it's far few in between. I've never really witnessed that many times, but I know countless guys who were like, yeah, bro, I was cheating, I didn't respect her, I didn't show her attention, I wasn't around, I was always running the streets. I've seen that happen so many times. But I hope homie learns his lesson. I hope that he can move forward from this situation and better himself. I hope homie learned from the situation. I hope that he can move forward from this situation and be able to get a new girl and hopefully do the right thing, find a woman that loves him, he loves her, and maybe they just stay together forever. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's looking like that's impossible these days. But hey, who knows? It could possibly happen. But like I said, women do not do this by and large.